Hello everyone, this is Rudy Nassif, founder of VivaRays. Welcome to the Light Revolution, the movement of optimal alignment with nature's rhythm so that you can fully master your sleep, have more energy and focus, and become more productive. In this video today, I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why the wintertime has become a time of depression and sadness. And I'm also going to talk about what we can do so that we can once again turn the winter into a time of rejuvenation, healing, and repair. So the first reason is your artificial light exposure. For most of you today, your days are not getting any shorter when you approach the winter. And they're not getting any longer when you approach the summer. And this is because you are no longer living in harmony with the cycle of the sun, and you're spending most of your time indoors under artificial light. See, the light in nature is continuously changing, and the length of the day changes depending on the time of the season. Whereas, in contrast, the length of the day in your apartment is almost the same all year long, and is going to depend, its ability to change is going to depend on your habits and on your awareness around when you turn on and off the lights. So believe it or not, your habits and your awareness about when you turn on and off the lights will determine the quality of your health and well-being this winter. It's because we have a master gland in the brain called the pineal gland, and most of you know it as the third eye. The pineal gland is literally a light mirror that controls your sleep, your wakefulness, the quality of your mood, and so many different biological processes in the body. And this gland receives light-activated information through the eye-brain connection, and therefore it's able to measure the length of the day. And it takes this information and it transmits it to different parts of the body so that you can make the necessary adaptation in your physiology, your sleep, your mood, your metabolism, in order to adapt to the different times of the seasons. See, the winter, a wolf in nature, for instance, does not wait until this first snowfall until it starts thickening its fur. Its pineal gland is continuously measuring the length of the day, and therefore it's able to predict when winter will come, enabling the wolf to prepare for the winter season by thickening its coat and by making different physiological adaptations so that it could survive the season. And just like a wolf, your pineal gland is measuring the length of the day, and when winter approaches, it's supposed to enable your body to make all the necessary adaptations so that you can survive and live harmoniously in the shorter and colder days of the year. During this time, you are naturally supposed to sleep longer. Your pineal gland cycle of melatonin start becoming longer as well. And this means that you're gonna go into deeper rejuvenation and healing because of the quality of melatonin. Also, naturally, your body start getting rid of all inflammation and start naturally to detoxifying itself. And your natural serotonin production will alter as well so that you become more resilient to the gloomy days and the shorter days of the year. Now, the problem is that for most of you, you are artificially manipulating your pineal gland, and this is because you're exposed to the wrong information of light at the wrong time of the day. And this disharmony with nature's cycle is destroying your body's ability to heal and rejuvenate, and is turning the winter into a time of depression, sadness, and chronic fatigue. So here's what you can do today. First, stop blocking all artificial light after the sunset. And for most of you, I realize that this is very challenging, especially when the sun sets very early and you still have things to deal with in your daily life. And if that's the case, look for high-quality lens technology system like the VivaRays glasses, which are designed to filter the wrong frequencies of light from entering your eyes and confusing your body about the time of the day and the season. Also, you want to make sure that you spend a lot of time outdoors so that you can increase your serotonin and improve your mood even in gloomy and cloudy days. Now, reason number 2 is most of you today are completely disconnected from the magnetic field of the Earth. The Earth has its own frequency. It's called the Schumann's resonance. And this frequency across evolution has been communicating to our pineal gland about the time of the season and the time of the day. And this is because the Earth frequency changes from day to night and from season to season, and it acts as very important information to our bodies. And we are designed as human beings to walk barefoot on the Earth and connect to this frequency. Now, most of you today are wearing your rubber shoes, and they are completely disconnected from the Earth. So here's what you can do. When you wake up first thing in the morning, take a few minutes and connect to the Earth by walking barefoot. And before you sleep as well, take a few minutes, walk barefoot on the Earth. Anytime you have the opportunity to walk barefoot on the Earth, do it, because this will act as phenomenal signaling to your body, informing it about your environment. Now, reason number 3, most of you today are eating high-carby tropical fruit during the winter. Now, why is that a major problem? Because when you eat bananas and pineapple in the winter, food is actually an electromagnetic barcode of sunlight, which means that food is storing this light information, and as a result, when you eat this food, it gets broken down into subatomic light particles that your mitochondria use to produce energy. So when you start eating those foods that are not supposed to grow in the winter and they grow in summer, they start confusing your body about the time of the season. And therefore, you could start running into problems. So what you can do is you can start looking around you and see what is growing locally and seasonally, and start eating more locally and more seasonally. And naturally, in the winter, when your body knows it's winter, it will start naturally want to fast for longer hours. And it will naturally stop craving foods every 2 to 3 hours. Also, it will naturally switch from a carb sugar metabolism to a fat metabolism. So you will naturally start feeling that your body is craving more fats and animal fats rather than carbs and sugars. So the reason number 4 is being completely disconnected from the natural temperature in your environment. See, our daily circadian rhythm and our seasonal rhythm is highly influenced and connected to the temperature in our environment. Naturally, throughout the day, the temperature is higher during morning hours, and it drops down at night when we go to sleep. And this works in complete conformity and harmony with our internal temperature, which regulates our circadian rhythm, which rises when we wake up first thing in the morning, and it starts dropping down before we go to sleep, enabling us to sleep deeply. Similarly, from one season to another, the temperature differs and it fluctuates. And we are meant to experience this fluctuation in temperature between the summer and the winter season. Temperature, for instance, plays a phenomenal role in the winter when it's darker and light is less available. And this is because it turns out that our signaling system for sleeping, wakefulness, and metabolism switches from light being the primary information to temperature being a very important source of information. And this temperature will also enable you to increase your dopamine and serotonin, which otherwise you would get from sunlight in summertime. But since sunlight is less available, being exposed to the cold in your environment will enable you to boost your serotonin and your dopamine so that you can live more happily and more harmoniously during the winter. Now, most of you are living in a 25 degrees Celsius controlled temperature all year long. And this is signaling to your body that it's summertime all year long and that it's supposed to be doing one thing rather than the multitude of self-healing functions that nature has equipped us to do. Reason number 5, disregarding nature's master plan to us. If you look around and you see all animals and plants, they start awakening in the spring of the year, and they start maturing and growing in the summer. They slow down in the fall, and they completely hibernate and stop in the winter. And this technology is 4.7 billion years old. So insisting on living in your summer phase all year long, continuously thriving, continuously taking a lot of action, is actually very destructive to your mental health and to your well-being, because it's not in alignment with your nature and with nature's plan for you. So this winter, take the time to slow down, give yourself permission to take less action, to listen, to contemplate, and to look within. And you will find that it will be a phenomenal time, so that you can spring back in the spring with a lot of vigor and energy.